And I think part of that is because as a parent, you feel so responsible for your children's
Oh
survival,
yeah, yeah.
right? Um, and I watch friends of mine, and one friend in particular, that the exhaustion of having to fight this situation is so overwhelming.
Yeah. Yeah, I feel I've done all that I can, I've done everything, but she still have the half of the responsibility for the kids, um,
Mm.
keeping the shelter and food and all that, and caring, nurturing them. But suddenly I'm all by myself, and
Mm.
I can only I can only do my part. But
Mm-hmm.
suddenly just cut off everything from one day to another. Suddenly, yeah. So that's why I'm frustrated.
Mm.
For me, I'm not afraid of dying. I've looked into death many times. And
Mm.
but for the responsibility for my kids.
Yeah, it's interesting, hey?
Mm. But I know that I'm looking at it from, yeah, uh, upside down.
Mm.
It is about going in
Mm.
and choose the feeling that you want to feel,
Mm.
rather than from out there in here and
Yes.
let the outside dictate what we feel and think and do. And
Yeah.
we can always choose a new thoughts or new feeling that are more aligned with our inner peace.
Yes. And that is so fundamental to changing changing the
It is.
space.
It is. Yeah.
And when we change the space, then we make we allow for other possibilities.
Yeah. But it's just that sometimes the old belief kicks in.
Yeah. Yes.
Especially when the bank keeps sending you a notice.
Exactly,
Mhm.
Hans. Yeah.
And it ain't even a person who sends that notice, it's a computer.
And
No, I didn't mean to hanging my laundry here in the cold.
That's why
Chi.
we are here.
Yes, and what you have to remember, Jesse has this wonderful saying, and it goes, as you work yours, I work mine.
Mm.
We've all got dirty laundry that needs to be looked at.
That's where the true strength is shown, that we show
Yeah.
our vulnerability. Then we can deal with it.
Exactly.
Yeah, you mean so much to me. This call is
Mm. And you
it's
to
a
us.
lifeline. Mm.
Likewise, yeah.
You know, the more we look at our things, the more we're going to be able to help people look at theirs.
Mm.
Right?
Yeah.
We are the experiment that might be able to help somebody else.
Yeah.
Yeah, the lighthouse.
Ah, there you go.
So we have to what I want to say is become one with our shadow, huh?
Ah, yes.
Not separating it, but just
Yep.
work with it. It will always be there.
We give it the best opportunity for it to all be there when we do that.
Mm. It's about what you're doing is about connecting the dots, through our all that is. That it is all connected.
Yeah.
Yeah, thank you, everyone. Yeah.
Thank you for sharing.
Mm. I know that the
Like Jesse,
frustration is still there, but it doesn't mean that much.
Yeah, it's not the only focus anymore, right? See? That's good.
let go of some of the attachment to it.
Yes. That's real progress. I think sometimes I think to myself, when I am in that experience that it sounds like you were in, Chi. When I have enough presence of mind And I can say to myself, every minute that I allow myself to feel differently makes a difference.
Mm.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. There's much more flow in allowing this, in allowing.
Mm. And then I go back to that importance of us celebrating our small wins. You know, they seem small, but
That
they build the foundation for us for
right.
for what we want.
It's the gratitude. Yes,
Yes.
yeah, yesterday I was listening to gratitude. Yesterday I was listening to what was it? Self. Got the word. I could feel yesterday. It was yeah, I was much more ease yesterday. But I started the day with gratitude.
Mm.
But today, yeah, I listened to affirmations on self love,
Mm. Mm.
but it took me in a different direction.
Mm. You know, there's something else that that I also do, and that is I say to myself, look for the beauty, not of the situation that I'm in, but look for the beauty of anything around me. So I go very, very practical and very small.
Yeah.
And
I can,
yeah, and you just, because the more that you, like I said, every minute I feel differently. It is important. It brings a different energy. It brings more space, which makes other possibilities clearer, perhaps.
yeah.
But we've got so much beauty around us, so much.
Yeah. When we're aware of it,
Yeah.
just when we're going for a walk, the birds are singing, the grass is green.
Yes.
So many,
Yeah,
on and on and on.
exactly. Yeah.
So to be grateful for all the small things.
Mm.
And lay a foundation for bigger things.
Yeah. Yeah.
Mm. Good morning, Sandra.
Morning,
Mm.
Sindrell.
Good morning, beautiful souls. Just tagging in. I know you guys are almost done, but I just wanted to tag in.
Nice.
You're in.
My man. Put your right foot in and put your right foot out. Put your right foot in and shake it all about.
That was a beautiful entry.
Mm-hmm.
What y'all doing? What you talking about?
Mm. I'll sum it up. So when I came in, it was at the tail end of what Jessie said they'd been working on was reasoning, and she had been sharing the situation that he has at the moment financially. And so we were talking about that small, tight space that we get into where our energy has to come up against our social structures and the rules. And the one thing that I wanted to say, just as you came in, was I wanted to say to Chi, my saying for his situation, and when I get into those situations myself, is that the world is a mess, but life is extraordinary.
Can you repeat that? Life is a mess.
No, the world is a mess, but life is extraordinary.
Yes. Thank you.
Good morning, Cinderelle. So we've been exploring frustration. What is it? What is it? And so that we can move to what it could be. So the important question is awareness is to know, like we know what frustration feels like. We all have marinated in it more often than not.
Yes.
And most of us are like, oh, how do I get out of this? So the question then is, well, what could it be? And when we look at what could it be, it is the opposite of frustration. So the question is, where you're going, what is the opposite of frustration? Of frustrated?
Aligned.
Oh, that's a
Nice.
beautiful one, Hans.
And each individual is free to have theirs. So we don't have to be the same. I can honor Heinz and align because it's like, oh, that isn't the one that I would have said, but oh man, it does work. Yeah, it gives a different space than what I could have come up with. Ding, 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 ringing the bell. The importance of working with other people. Or you can just stay stuck in frustration alone by yourself and see how that works. Or better yet, you already know how that works.
It reminds me of my dad.
Sorry.
No, go ahead, please.
Oh, I would just say it's the unresolvable loop. Staying alone with it.
Yeah. My dad would make things and do things with his hands and stuff. Just piddling around the house, making things better and better. And he taught me a little lesson in between little whatnots that he would do. And I think I was trying to do something and it wasn't working. And I was thinking when you said frustration comes up when something isn't kind of working and you can't get it to work. And he said, if something isn't working, you're trying too hard because it is easy. You just have to back up and, and get the right tool or the right perspective so it can be with ease. And so something simply like not being able to open a jar. And sometimes them doggone jars, you just cannot get them open. And he just taught me like a couple of little strategies that if one doesn't work, another would work, so that it could be like done. And he said, okay, now you do it. And I was like, oh, that was easy. He said, yeah. It's easy when you respect what it is that you're working with for what it is. So you taught me a couple of things, like taking a jar and then like turning it upside down and giving it a good whack. The distribution, of the suction. He taught me how to just perfectly tap the side of the top on a slant. You didn't want to break the glass underneath it. You have to, it had to be just the perfect right tap that scales off the side at the top. Do that 2, maybe 3 times. And then, give it hold it firmly and then blip, it would open. And then he taught me about running water over it, hot water over it, wiping it off and getting a good grip. So, because I didn't know what I was dealing with was the suction and the pressure. I wasn't even aware of it. I wasn't even aware to be aware of it.
Yeah.
But when you know what you're dealing, when you respect what it is that you're otherwise frustrated about, it can be a collaboration instead of a frustration.
What that brings up for me is the importance of not avoiding. And I say it like that because we're so unaware of what we avoid. And when we do that, we don't get to know what it is that we're dealing with properly.
I want to play with what you said, that you said you don't know about what we're avoiding. I think we know what it is to us, exactly what we're avoiding. But we don't, we carry it in a box and we don't open it.
Ultimately, perhaps yes, but I think it often takes a while for us to get to that, Sandra.
Yeah, because we don't really know what's in a box. It could be, we think it's a boogeyman and it's actually a ribbon.
Yeah.
It could be a boogeyman, but we don't know. So in that, you know, you're right. It's like we don't know what we're avoiding. With the biggest thing is we're not avoiding avoidance. That just grows bigger and bigger.
Yes.
That was good, Chinzan. Just like fresh air. It's nice.
Mm.
I remember like having assignments or homework or something. And it was always something else more fun to do. But I didn't want to drop my GPA either. So I would get it done. And then I would still get a good grade, but I was like, wow, what if I had given it more time and not avoided it?
Mm. Mm-hmm.
What if I really worked that issue down to the bone? I could have worked that thing and wrote about it. So avoidance, it we proxy our time when we're avoiding, I think. It's the best way to think of it. We give our time away to avoid.
Yeah. Yeah. I like that. It's a great reminder.
And our power. We give our power away. We avoid.
Mm-hmm.
We dull our impact to minuscule. When we give all that away, it gives more room for, you know, that little talk about a molehill, making a mountain out of a molehill. We let that molehill, the more we don't act in our predominant creative force,
Mm.
the molehill is over there doing push-ups. Oh yeah. I got this. Oh, watch this. I'm gonna trigger her big time, big time. Oh, look at my muscles growing. Avoidance just growing, growing, growing. Oh man, I can, I can do push-ups with one hand now. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Okay. He's not dealing with it. She's not dealing with it. They can't see the options. Uh-oh. They're in the forest, but they're getting right to the tree. They can't see the forest for the tree. Look at the perspective. The perspective narrows down. All they can see is the tree, and then boom, we're reacting instead of creating.
Mm. Mm.
Mm.
That's also a great reminder. And that reaction program is so constrictive as opposed to the creative one, right?
Yes. And the funny thing is, we're still our predominant creators. We created that frustration. We created that atmosphere to blip off what trigger habitual reactions, the victim. And just like that, we can give ourselves breath and room and space.
Yeah. I'm so glad you came on for 20 minutes. It was really brought a lot.
It was a whole new perspective.
Yep.
And it all started with a song.
Put your right foot in, take your right foot in, you put your right foot in, and you shake it all about. You do the hokey pokey and you turn yourself around. Hey, that's what it's all about. Even that song, like putting your right foot in and shaking it about, it's like whatever your perspective is of the thing that has been avoided, it's like just by thinking, we give ourselves room and space.
Yeah, about bringing our attention and our willingness to get to know that. Instead of avoiding.
It's opening up for the yes.
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 Put the right foot in. Yeah.
Yes. Allowing yourself to still become. To become.
Yeah.
Well, the key word I heard, the willingness. It's like the willingness to put your foot in and shake it all about.
Yeah.
No matter what might be there, what might you feel. It's like the resistance is against the willingness.
Yeah.
So frustration is just a cue to say, look, there's some information here that we need to look at.
Yes.
Right.
how else can it how else can it express itself?
Mm.
Mm.
And if we don't look at the frustration, and if our pattern is not to look at the frustration, which then could be the pattern is to avoid the frustration, we'll change the thinking, the thought, we'll justify, we'll do all sorts of things that just don't work. But they may appear to work in the moment, which is why we've avoided it, and which is why our pattern is to avoid it.
Yeah.
Now, it doesn't fix it, but it creates the space to find out what is the obvious action next? What can I do next? And some of these situations, right, have been years in the making,
Yeah. Decades.
lifetimes.
Yep.
Depends on how old you are. So the younger you are, the better shot you got.
Yes.
Centuries.
Or for as old farts could say, less baggage you're carrying around.
But also at the same time, the less experience you have how to deal with it.
That too. Right? We can come to the point to say, oh, like surrender, to say, shit, what I'm doing, it just isn't working. I need to do something else.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Mm,
That gives you
yeah.
space. That's
it
space
does.
right there.
Mm-hmm.
Like surrendering is a willingness. I surrender to put my foot in and shake it all about.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
Mm.
Now, I would fight that all the way to the point, oh, what would someone think of me? That's crazy. No one else is putting their foot in.
They're frustrated too.
Yeah. And unwilling to try something else. That's the key to it. That's the key. Well, what could, use the imagination. What could it be? I can try it. It's better than what you got.
Especially when what you got is like strangling you or holding you hostage or
Mm.
That's right. And so it's like, what's the thing you don't want to do most? Go do that.
Mm.
Right.
the breakout, the breakthrough.
That is uncomfortable as all get out.
Yeah.
But it will reveal some new information.
Yeah.
It will. But you said it Jesse, when you said take the next most obvious answer, and it may not even make sense. Take that action. And is surrendering is taking that action, not really knowing what's going to come exactly after that action.
Yep. Now we can sit here and theorize of what could happen until the cows never come home.
Mhm. Funny how we try to avoid the discomfort.
Yeah. Thank you, Chi.
Yeah. That's exactly it.
But
We
it's
do
in the
anything to
discomfort
relieve
that
that tension. Sorry.
it is in the discomfort that we grow, we learn.
Yeah.
It's
Wow.
where the miracles happen.
Mm.
Yeah.
So,
Def-
mhm.
the definition of a miracle is the unthinkable happens.
Yeah.
Mhm. Mm.
Thank you, Sindro.
Thank you.
Wow,
With
you
a
guys are
miracle,
amazing.
You
with a
too, Chi.
miracle happens. I, so I'm still playing. What if love isn't anything I thought love ever was before? I'm still dancing with that.
Oh, geez, you haven't resolved that yet? Jeez. How long is it going to take you?
No, I'm enjoying the musing of it. It's
Yeah.
like it keeps me open to I like it. It keeps me open.
It's a
Yes.
great question, Sindral. We love
I've
it.
used it. I've used it many times, so I thank you.
Yeah.
I had a point is obviously out there in the universe and it's relevant and it's present and it had its impact with all of the chuckles. So whatever that was, so be it.
It's a great question.
Oh, what
Then the
if
question is,
what
what is
if
love to you?
that well that was question was the backdrop of what if what if this whole thing about pain being something to avoid that what if pain isn't pain?
Ah,
Mm.
Mm. Mm.
that's a great question.
Well, it still hurts like hell when I missed the spike with the hammer and hit my finger.
But yeah, but we lump everything up into pain.
Mm.
Look how you know when you hit your hand with the hammer, you just got indoctrinated into like 9 levels above where you were, indoctrinated into the accelerated management program, and you skipped levels 4, 5, and 6 because you won't do that again. Hopefully.
Well, I become a lot more aware the next hour and a half when I'm using the hammer.
Dang, that's a long time. You can hold it that long? I guess as long as you can feel the pain, right? As long as you feel that pain, you sure don't want to hit it again.
Nope.
So as it's throbbing, get the lesson. Oh, get the lesson because you don't want to go through this again.
Avoid it. Avoid it at all costs. It's like, I'm going to go sweep now.
Let me take a Tylenol and dull my senses.
Yeah. Sorry, I digressed.
And 5 weeks later, you're in a hurry and not paying attention again. And the finger gets one more.
I think I lumped so much and I have lumped so much into um, anything that's uncomfortable or that causes frustration or that I think doesn't work out automatically with that ease and that flow. Anything that doesn't come back is magic. And I have to sacrifice or give something up or feel like I haven't advanced as much as I was going for and should. All of that stuff, disappointment, all of that stuff, we just like lump it into pain. even grief,
Mm.
pain,
Mhm.
heartbreak, pain, throbbing thumb, pain. But what if, just for right now, pain wasn't pain? What is it?
Mm. Mm.
As soon as we mark that box pain, that's when that avoidance and resistance and woe is me and, you know. But what if we didn't mark it pain? Maybe that P is process.
Mm.
Mm.
This too shall pass. The night becomes the day. What if
It's
it's
funny when we
process? Go ahead,
sorry.
please.
No, it's just thinking when we play with the words, it's giving, it's shifting everything. Like if we call it banana or potatoes instead of pain, we use the word pain. It's what we put the meaning behind the words. Sorry, Sandra.
No, you're good. I'm thinking of what if pain wasn't pain? What if it was process? What if it was promotion?
Mm-hmm. Mm.
It's
Yeah.
the stepping stone to the next level of knowledge, right?
Yes, no.
Like
Of knowing.
like the Navy SEALs, their boot camp is
Yeah.
a hell of a pain. A lot of
That's
pain to have to go through. Yeah.
that's a good one, boot camp.
Mm. But that's in the reward, after.
So is that 150th stomach crunch?
Mm.
Is it pain now? Is it before I could only do 2? Now then I could do 10, then I could do 30, then I could do 90. And it's not painful. Now, when I get up in the morning, I'm just doing a theatrical expression here. Now, when I get up in the morning, my body yearns to move and do 150 sit ups. It doesn't feel the pain, it rejoices in a state of beingness as progress.
Pain has transformed into pleasure.
And so therein goes renewing of the mind is a process that conditions the body actions capability and the behavior and the expectation.
What if it wasn't fear?
Mm.
There you go. So that feeling that is the experience of fear. Is that what you're talking about, Jesse?
It's, like you said, we can lump them all together. It's like the avoiding. It's all in the sensation of avoiding it, right? If I'm avoiding it because I'm fearful of it,
And it's the unknown.
mhm,
We don't know what's in the box. Is it an alligator about to snap us, or is it a little yellow ribbon?
mhm. It's like because we do say, right? We do say it's like, oh, well, you know, what I don't want to do, right? What I need to do, mm, it's like we'll justify or come up with reasons why we can't do it. Just like putting our foot in and shaking it all about. It's like I can come up with all the reasons not to do it. But only when I put it in and shake it do I really know what then could happen, like what happens with that.
Mm. Flexibilities,
Mhm.
new options.
Adaptabilities. It's like, oh, I'm going to put my foot in there and shake it all about. And you know what? It may not kill me. The alligator may not bite my leg off.
Yeah.
Mm.
Oh no, you didn't. And look, the one is Sandrell. You put your foot in and shook it about.
Mhm.
But the
Like
news
that
have
isn't
told me
part
that
of our reasoning. That isn't part of our. That isn't part of the possibilities. Sorry, Chi or Heinz. Somebody I spoke over.
oh, I was just gonna say the news have told me that there's alligators in there. That's why I don't put my foot in and shake it all about.
That's right. That's right. If somebody told us something, right, or we learned something along the way that we now say is going to exist at all the moments along the way that look like that.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Like we automatically think that dark space is empty, but it that could be anything. That could be everything, anything in a dark room. We don't know until we examine it.
That's right. And if I can align it with what I choose, like align it to how I want it to be, like that's what I'm going to start bringing towards me now. And it won't go the way I think it will. Let's be clear. Because usually it goes better. It
Mm.
just may take some time and it may happen instantly. I can't tell you the timing.
Mm.
Right.
It'll be never if you never engage.
Exactly.
Mhm.
That is guaranteed.
Wow.
It will always appear the same if we don't do anything different.
Yeah.
Becoming a victim of your own limitation.
Yeah. Wow. I'm glad we dived deep into that.
Mm.
What is frustration here? Wow.
It's a disturbance. It's a shaking of the walls, sometimes the very foundation.
Mm.
So it can morph, be free, loose to morph into the next evolution of what we're becoming.
Yeah. And it's a painful process, but we just have to put another word in instead of pain. Maybe growth.
Is it a painful process? Does it
It's like
have
a
to be
caterpillar.
painful?
Mm. What it takes for a
Peculiar?
caterpillar, to metamorph into a butterfly,
Mhm.
rip its skin off, and inside darkness, it's cannot move, cannot do anything, it's
Are miracles painful?
mm.
Is healing painful?
Mm.
It can feel like pain. You,
Mhm.
you get a like a bullet wound, and it has to heal, and you really have to surrender to stay under the radar of aggravating it from it causing pain. Sometimes, so that's what surrendering to the healing process. Let the healing be the healing. Again, we're in process. But it's miracle. I you
It's
know, I
only like,
generally
mm. Sorry.
Gucci.
Yeah, I was just thinking of, the word pain is so close to the word pain, it's like what they put into it, it's just an illusion, it's just an expression, it's just pain is like painting, I don't know. I don't know why I'm
So
There's a
sorry.
we're probably thinking about it, so it's one of our own creations.
Yeah, it's a thought, huh?
Yeah.
It's us, the thinker and the thoughts are one. We are
And
the
I
thoughts
remember
that
when
we're thinking.
I had my back issue last year. Funny thing, it was the back that was something wrong with, but it was my arm that was hurting. So it's just a signal.
It is, yeah. Sorry, Chantal, can you continue where you left off?
Mm. I'm feeling the thoughts of a lot of things. And you said it's like painting, and then it rang in my ears that whatever the situation is, I have to remember I created this.
Mm.
I created this, whether by proxy or direct action, voting, thinking. I created this. And I have to remind myself of that very often so that I could get to understand the influence I have of my own beingness. And so where am I? And take that next, not 50 actions, not the big project. It's that one thing. What give us this day, our daily bread? What am I doing in this day to create more of what I want? Don't focus on what I don't want. What action am I participating in today to create more of what's calling me, what's pulling me? Someone said, you may defer or forget your dreams, but your dreams don't forget you.
Mm.
So will you take action to the call of the call today?
Mm.
So what did you do yesterday? And everything counts. Everything counts. It either contributed to where you're going and who you are and what you want, or it's neutral, or it's pulling away.
Mm.
And sometimes I find it's the thing, like, you can say you got different aspects of your life: faith, family, fun, finance. There's another one: faith, family, fun, finance. There's another F. And you have all of these aspects, and maybe you do family really, really well, but we don't want to do what we do so well to the point where it makes us avoid the finances, because the finances also support all of the other aspects. Oh, fitness.
Yeah.
Fitness is the other one. And so I may be doing career really, really well, but my body's going to crap. But whatever we are, we're in creation of that, and not letting what we do so well help us and justify in the supports avoiding doing the other thing that we need to get in there and fill it out and do those 150 sit-ups. Okay, I'll start with 10.
That is so good. Wow. Yeah, to have a strong foundation, we have to connect all the aspects, of fun, family, and all that.
Yeah.
It has to support each other.
Yeah,
Be connected.
all those aspects support you. That's the will. It makes a will. So I ask myself, what action am I taking today? I don't have to take it, but I will it to take it. I will not proxy my vote. I didn't do it yesterday, but I'll do it today. And at the end of the day, I'll look back and say, what did I do to support my dream, my knowingness, my becomingness? Because what I've created, what I'm experiencing today, I created this. So what am I doing today to create my next renovation of me?
Wow. Yeah.
What a great day.
Yeah, you all have a beautiful day.
Thanks. You all too.
Thank you all.
Have a
Don't
great
Have a nice
day.
day.
Have a wonderful day.
All right. Bye.
Bye.